Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Green Lanterns Annual 1. This is from 2018. This is from the 2016 series from Rebirth. We are starting off with Jessica and Simon flying around in space, and they are going to this planet whose name I can't pronounce to commemorate the tomb of the Lost Lantern, a Green Lantern that allegedly gave his life for his people to try and save them. They meet up with a insectoid Green Lantern, and everything they do is pretty much inappropriate. They don't like displays of emotion or affection or touching or anything like that. But they get these accommodations and they kind of talk about what they're supposed to do because they're supposed to give a speech. And Jessica's been dwelling on it for a while, and Simon's like, yeah, whatever, worry about it tomorrow. He gives his speech and it's impromptu, but it's interesting, if inappropriate, of course. And she gives this rambling mess, and she kind of flubs the whole thing, and so she flies out into space to try and relax, but the Green Lantern of the planet says leaving is inappropriate, which I thought was actually kind of funny. Well, while she's out there, she lets out some anger on some rocks, and another ring is heard saying disorderly conduct detected, and these tendrils fly up and grab her and pull her under. Now, this is obviously a ring construct, so she recognizes it, and she tries to call for help, but she's too far out. Nobody seems to hear her, and they get a little worried, so she's been missing for a little while, and Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Simon Baz fly out to her last known location because she's just sort of vanished, and they're grabbed as well. Now, she does some thinking and realizes from her conversations with her ring that this construct is done by an older generation of the ring. So it's a Green Lantern construct by a far superior earlier ring. In order to make contact with it, she has to downgrade her ring. And it's pretty interesting. It's a little simplistic in the way that she's doing it, but it actually makes some sense. She finds out that there is a Green Lantern inside of the world, kind of trapped in his own little bubble, and she has to kind of talk to him. It's an interesting story. I'm not going to tell you the end, because I actually am going to recommend this, even though there's some silly karaoke joke at the end. I thought overall it was a good story. It wasn't $5 good, but I think you could find this annual fairly cheap, and I think it's worth picking up. It's a pretty good book overall. There's some fun parts to it, some really cool ideas, even if there are some dialogue issues I would take issue with. Overall, I thought it was a lot of fun, though. It was written by Andy Diggle, art by Mike Perkins, colors by Andy Troy, Dave Sharp on letters. Mike Perkins and Andy Troy did the cover, and Andrew Marino was the assistant editor and Brian Cunningham editor. I thought everything looked really good in the book, especially the way they did the constructs looked really cool, because the older ring did a darker color construct instead of the lighter color that the newer lanterns use. So that was really cool. And overall, I thought it was a fun issue. Definitely worth adding to your collection if you can find it for, I'd say $3 or $4 is good. $5 is a little too much. It probably could have been a regular issue. They could have tightened it up a little bit and taken a few things out, because there's a lot of large panels throughout, kind of scattered. That could have been condensed down. A few scenes probably could have been cut out for space. But overall, it's a fun story. I liked it a lot. I just didn't think it was $5 good, and there were a few dialogue things that kind of annoyed me. Otherwise, a good solid read. Definitely better than anything Marvel's putting out. So if you get a chance, pick it up. I'd recommend it. But that'll do it for this one. As always, thanks for listening and supporting the channel. If you liked the video, hit like and consider subscribing, and we hope to see you soon.